Hi, my name is Sherry Masters, and I'm going to walk you through how to create and use a Padlet in your classroom. Now, Padlet is basically a digital blackboard, and you can use Padlet in a number of ways. One, you can provide information to your students that might include videos, sound bites, links to other resources, all in one location for all students to be able to utilize. You can also use Padlet to have students turn in their work. So they create little snippets on the Padlet, and they can put in links, answer questions. And then you also have the option of making your Padlet and the information on the Padlet so students can comment on either your work or the work of others. So there's a lot of different things you can do with Padlet. So let's get started. If you don't already have a Padlet account, you're going to want to sign up for free, and you do it right here with the sign up for free. Now, I already have an account, so I'm going to go up here to the login button, but you're going to use your Google account as your sign up. So go ahead and hit the sign up for free. Now, hopefully this is going to say sign up with Google. If it doesn't, you're going to want to hit the sign up in case it comes the wrong way. And you're going to use your Google account. It might ask you, can we connect with Google? And you're going to want to say, okay, and apply. So I'm going to go ahead and log in with Google. Now, if like me, you have more than one Google account, maybe you have your school account and a home account, and this is a Boise State account, then please pick the one that you're going to use today. And then this will take you to your dashboard. Now you'll notice I have quite a few Padlets. This is only because I've had this account for more than 3 years now, I think. So I'm grandfathered into the old way of doing things. Now they only allow you on the free version 5 Padlets. You can delete and then add a new one. You can reuse Padlets you've already used. If there's information you want to save, you can always print out the information on a Padlet before you change or get rid of. So let's go ahead and start by making a Padlet. So we're going to go over here to the left where the pink button says make a Padlet, and we're going to click. So now we choose the look of our Padlet, and you have many different looks. I've used the wall. I've used the stream. Basically, the stream puts it on one long continuous. So the input from the students just goes one after the other. A grid arranges them in rows, and you can see boxes. The shelf creates columns, so if you wanted to break students up by teams, you could do it that way. And then, of course, back channel basically looks like a giant text screen, but we're just going to go ahead and do a wall. And so I'm going to click on the wall, select, and this is what my Padlet is going to look like to start. Now, your Padlet doesn't have to stay looking like this because obviously my delightful wall is not the title I want, nor do I want made with charisma as my description. And I'm thinking this wallpaper looks fairly busy, so I might want to change that as well. And that's pretty easy to do. So we're going to go over here to the modify window, and we're just going to highlight and change. We're going to call it Padlet Use in the Classroom. And we're just going to write, well, it does help if I can spell, huh? Right. Now, like I said, my wallpaper here, pretty busy. So I'm going to scroll down. Snow looks pretty cool, but maybe I want to add some color. So they're giving you these first 4, but if you click on the More button, this actually takes you into the wallpaper tab, and I can scroll down and figure out what I want. And I think I'm going to do a scroll today. And so now this is going to be the look of my Padlet. Now I'm still in the wallpaper tab, so I just have to go hit the back arrow and go backwards. But instead of going to next, we are going to scroll downward because there's a few other things we need to take care of. So if you're going to have students actually be able to post on the Padlet or make comments, you are absolutely going to want to have the attribution on. This will display the name of the author. Now you can turn it off and have all of the student posts be anonymous, but that comes with its own set of worries depending on your grade level. If you want to make sure their names appear, then you want to make sure this is on. The new position, usually choose where the posts appear. The first one would be the one in the right-hand corner, and then all of them will be added to that. Or the last one left-hand corner. The last one appears in the left-hand corner, and then they go from newest to oldest. So that's kind of your choice. I always turn on the profanity filter. Collaboration is where you decide whether or not you want students to be able to comment on either your posts or the posts of their classmates. And so if you turn that on, they are going to be able to make comments about posts that are already on there. They can't edit their classmates' posts, but they can make comments. And again, this is why having that name on there is not such a bad idea. And then the reactions is basically like Facebook. I can like it, I can vote up or down, do all those cool things. I'm going to leave it on just so you see what it looks like. But again, you can take it off at any time. So none of this is permanent. You can make changes as necessary. If you find that something isn't working for you, you can go back and modify. So I'm going to go up here to the next button up here at the right. And here's where I decide how I'm going to share my Padlet. Private means no one's going to see it. For the most part. Password protected means that you're going to have to write something, and then when the students get the link, they'll have to enter a password. I don't really use that because it's just me and the students, so I usually leave that off. Public means that anyone can see it if they log on to Padlet or have their own account, so I usually use secret. Basically, secret just means that if you have the link, if I've shared it with you, you can access my Padlet. Without the link, you don't get to see it. So now we have to decide how we're going to set up the Padlet. Is this one where you're just giving information, or is this one where students are actually adding their own information or answering a question? So we click on those with access, and then we click on the arrow. So we have two choices. I would suggest staying away from moderating because that allows people to edit each other's posts, and that's maybe not what you want depending on what you're doing. So I usually stick with can read, which means they can read my post, but they can't add anything of their own. If I click the comment button, remember when we said can comment, they could comment on my post, but they can't add their own separate post to the Padlet. Can write means that they have the opportunity to view everything and then can add their own post to the Padlet and then still comment on other people. So I'm going to do can write so you can see what that looks like. All right. Once I've done that, I click next, and now I'm ready to go. So in this particular Padlet, I am going to put some information. So I'm going to go down here, the right-hand corner where you see the plus, and if I hover over it, you'll know it turns into a pencil where I can create a post. Notice my name's attached. So everyone who posts on this, if I do it correctly, I will get to see their name as well. So we're going to write question. How would you use Padlet in your classroom? Please create a post and whoops. Please create an answer post. All right, and just click off, and there you go. Now, oh, what if I forgot something? Am I stuck? No, I'm not. Let me go ahead and close out of here. Sorry about that. There we go. And let's go back. No, actually you're not. You can go up here just by highlighting it. You can go to the pencil, and then I can add anything I want. In this case, I can upload something from my computer. So if I wanted to add an image or another file, I can do that. Here I can add a link if I want the kids to go somewhere and read a document before maybe they answer a question. If I click on the three dots, here are all the things that I can do. I can add a drawing, I can record my screen, I can do a voiceover, I can do a Google search, put in a link, and then again, upload a file. So pretty much whatever I want. If I decide I don't like it, I can always hover and delete the post. So let's say I'm ready to go and I'm ready to share. Notice that the comment bar has been added, so now students will be able to make comments and they will be able to like my post. So when I'm ready to share, I go to the share button, and notice I've still got it on secret. I go to share, export, embed, and I click on it. I do have the option of embedding it in a blog or my website. I can email it. I can share it on Facebook, Twitter. I can share it on Google Classroom, which is pretty easy. But if you're using Canvas or some other form, the easiest way is just to copy the link and then share the link with the students. So I'm just going to hit copy link, and you'll notice it's been copied. So it's out there in the clipboard and it's ready for me to paste. Now, here's where the decision comes in. If you don't mind that the students' posts are anonymous, all you have to do is give them the link. They go directly to the link. I'm going to go to Explore and take a look at that. So let's say I just clicked on the link and I go. Now I have the option of using the Padlet. So this is a student view of my Padlet. And I'm just going to click on the plus sign at the bottom. Notice what it says at the top. It says anonymous. This post will be anonymous. So I hate Padlet. So let's say you get a student who writes something inappropriate. They click on it. Now that's on the Padlet for all the other students who have access to see. So let's go back to my view. So this is my view. If I wanted to make a comment to let the student know that this is not appropriate, I click on the comment. And I click on the arrow. Now this particular comment made by me with my name, they'll be able to see. So if I go back to the student view, it would look like this. I hate Padlet, and then from the teacher, this is not appropriate, okay? They can like my post if they want to, and so they get a little heart that says, yay, good job. But let's say that you want the student's name attached. So what you're going to do, and I'm going to use Firefox here, is you're going to have them create their own Padlet account, much like you did. You're going to say to the students, go to Padlet.com, log in with, create account with Google, and they're going to create their own Padlet account. So to make sure that their name is attached, you have them open Padlet and go to Join Padlet. They're going to paste the link and submit. Okay, so now we're here. And when they go to create a post, notice their name is now at the top. Whoa. Now they've created this post. Okay, so if I go back to my view as a teacher, this is what I would see. And then I can like it, or I can make a comment. And hit the arrow. Okay, and if I go back to the student view, they're going to see that I've liked their post and that I've created a comment. The nice thing about Padlet, and this is back to teacher view again, is that through the modify, you can modify any of the decisions that you made. I don't need their names, I can take that off. I don't need the profanity filter, I can take that off. I don't like the idea that they can like posts, I can always remove that as well. Maybe I don't want them to make comments, so I can take that off. Okay, so you can modify it at any time. Okay, and if you want to be able to remake it, you can, whoops, in this case, they're not going to let me because I'm actually full, but you can remake it if you wanted to do it for a separate class period. Okay, and again, you can change how you decide to share it. If you decide you want a password, you can always go back and put a password and then just make sure the students have that password. All right, so that's how you make and possibly use a Padlet in your classroom. I encourage you to go and look at the different types and maybe come up with something that will work for you. Thanks for watching.